Yep, Metals will find one, Rancor another. Long-range shots for Super, not fully going to be able to confirm onto Envoy, but Rancor is well and healthy inside the hill. Now looking to find Neptune, shuts that down, over towards the front doors. Not able to stop the rest of Paris, who are still trying to approach this hill from the front. Little pinch route, watch Super, number 3 in orange. He's gonna get around the back, he's gonna open this all up. Finds himself one, shots for teammates as Trex finds the second, and things stay neutrals. Miami will stabilize the spawns on the left side of the map.
Super's only able to hit those routes with the communication that they're hitting. The guy comes off spawn, hard blocking towards the back, just so you can alleviate that pressure through the middle of the map. They were looking to potentially walk away at that final 15, but Paris just flood their way through mid-cut. But Miami got the rotation that they wanted. A couple kills going their way early on, looking for a successful first hold.
So far so good, but Neptune does slip around the back. Dealt with quickly though. Metals finds that swift elimination, forcing Paris to have to try to form something from the front. And the kills continue to come through. So now an opportunity potentially for Miami to retake the lead. Hitting a route through middle. Nobody is watching for this. And you've got supplying support from the front.
Oh, man.
Drake's off spawn. He can't stop Envoy. He is able to finally get there. Their spawns are still close for Miami, but Paris have broken in. That's big time here for the Gentlemates.
Yeah, I was expecting Envoy with that route to block those back spawns there while his teammates are pressuring towards the front, but to give Miami still a close spawn and to make the most of it. Final 15 seconds. You're going to force the Gentlemates now off the rotation. They're going to have a lot more bodies set up there early on before Miami get into the mix. But Metals is just looking for one-on-one gunfight. One opening to potentially find something on Super on the pinch.
Yep. Here we go. 207 to 200. Envoy trying to hold off from the front side of the hill. Denied quickly. Now Miami trying to contest through middle. Every kill going their way. Ghosty can only find one. Late pinch from Sid.
Right.
Able to line up the first, but everyone else staying safe as the Hellstorm's called in from Envoy. The rest of Paris are still well outside towards Dojo, and they're getting bullied as Metal steps into the action.
Yeah, hopefully they don't find Envoy sitting at the bookshelf. You walk right past him if you are Metals, but you know that he still has to be in this Dojo area. You lose track of him, but Dylan Envoy almost played the timing. He was aware, head on a swivel, but now Metal paid for it, puts down shots, leads to 3 there for Miami, and the break should be in, but it's still Neptune not missing shots. Paris hold.
I was about to say, if there was ever a guy you wanted to be the last one standing, it's Neptune. Now Sid, cutting him off through couches, only finds one. Big 1v1 towards Ghosty's direction. Opening shots from Metals are clean. Ghosty, lucky to be alive, gonna call for help. Advantage now to Paris. 235 to 209. Miami trying to hit things through control around the hard point initially. Neptune looking for the route, but no, shut down. Miami have the numbers.
Yeah, and Rancor was playing for that kill at all time, just so he could make sure everyone was focused for him right in front of them. You're gonna now push out towards the back. I thought they were gonna go for their tight setup from the front side, but now spawns are getting mixy. You're able to manage it. Rancor wins another one-on-one through the front side. Not all of Miami are here, but here comes Neptune on the bench.
Yeah, they don't expect Neptune to have that close Dojo spawn, but you have to wait for help from the front. Envoy trying to open things up. Able to find the first. Going to the knife, and he falls off the map. Uh-oh, so now you got to hit this from behind. Paris still in the lead. Neptune finds the opener. Rancor is low, but is able to find a little bit of reprieve outside the rooftops. Now it's on the Trades, the new guy up. Only able to find one, and the Trades will eventually allow us to keep contesting. 239, 230. Paris spawning close. Neither team can win here, so keep your eyes on the minimap towards one.
It's all about this rotation now. Try to contest it. Don't give them any opportunities to just instantly hop that new HP. As now Miami are lighting it up in the kill feed. Spawns get a little bit mixy now for Paris. Sib at least finds one, but Miami are on the new time.
But Neptune's going to be already on a route. Metal shuts it down, but he's low. Needs help. There are Paris members all over the map. Able to step away for a small moment. Envoy getting into the hard point. There's pinches all over the place. It gets to 248. Can you take him out of the hill? Neptune right there to support, and Paris will take away a nail-biting map number 1.
Oh, man. Some of those spawns on that map just made my mind blown. Shout out to Wheeler, because they gave... Spawn Storage Dragon. Miami this time around didn't play their tight setup. They make it mixy. You force it into the next one, and it's just a hard point spawns all over the place. And it turns out to be Dylan Envoy that gets the spawn over towards Dragon. Wins one gunfight, finesses for his team. And then when you try to make up for it in the numbers, Miami just beat to the punch there in that closing moment. Better team of today.
Yeah, better team, but barely. 10-point gap. And it really was just a battle of who could hold better there. And honestly, I think you could classify the entire map with what you just said right there, Jay. Hardpoint, gets a little mixy with the spawns at the end from 4-1 again, and whoever wins their gunfights wins the map. That's really what it felt like it came down to. But a heck of a display of hardpoint between their number 1 and number 2 rated teams.
On.
27. Trakes goes 37 and 29, but it's for the loss. So again, it's just, I don't know, man. It came down to a couple of moments. I'm also thinking back to that first P4 where it's like, okay, Miami's there first. Paris gets a small break, 15, 20 seconds in a 10-point game. Those little moments obviously add up.
No, 100%, man. And Miami, with the lead that they had early on, that's why they were fighting for that junk time, not really relying off those rotations towards the end, but just that little chunk of time that Paris kept on gaining. Then you go into the second set where they're finding the kills off the rotation, where they're set up for a majority of the time off the P1, and they make the adjustments this time around at that P2 to basically tie the game. That was the true answer for me. Both teams are going blow for blow at the P2s, even managing all the chaos in the spawns. But at the end of the day, Paris, just like you said, when it came down to the final hill, the spawns get a little bit scattered, turns into one-on-one gunfights, and they clutched up.
Clutch, man. Oh, man, that was fun. I'm here for that. That's a huge tempo setter for the rest of this series. And now we need to take our foes into the search and destroy. And this is where I think you kind of look at Miami like we had previous Heretics teams of like, okay, like what we're seeing in the respawn, I think especially in the hard point in the early season, but they seem a little bit labored to catch up when it comes to the search. Right now, they are the 11th rated team, I believe, in search and destroy, just 3 and 6 in the mode to this point. Has there really been anything that you're looking at, though, in terms of like helping, you know, kind of tell the story of how Miami get a map win in map number 2? Because Paris have been, I think, really solid across the board. Generally speaking, their search and control has taken a bit of a hit, but I would say they're still the superior search team by the numbers right now.
Yeah, and I just feel like it's because of Miami making that one roster change for Real to Trakes. That's a guy who had a completely different play style. They sort of play in like the same pacing, but just the impact that they try to do, the risk that they take in search and destroy is completely different. So Miami are just needing time to figure out how they can be more comfortable. And I feel like playing exposure for the map number 2 when every other map basically hasn't treated you well, let's try to add this to our map pool and see if we can get it to stick. Because on the opposite side for Paris, this is a really good search and destroy for them. And you better watch out for Sib's sniper. And also, if you're going to pinch this guy, because he's never caught off guard.
No, not at all. So we'll look back over the replay moments here in map number 1. And I'm telling you, this was a really fun display of hardpoint. And I think it's interesting when we deal with two teams that are successful at rotating, successful at holding. Obviously, if you're like, you know, negative Nancy, you're looking to see who breaks better than the other. But when we watch those battles on rotation, I think it's just like the weight of every gunfight really hits you in the head. Because it's like, okay, it might just feel like a 1v1, but when you've got two teams that are so good at getting their setups and not folding, those 1v1s determine the game. And I just love when we put the pressure on small moments like that, because it has major outcomes, and we definitely caught a lot of that here in this map.
Okay, we're going to see a lot of that throughout all of Black Ops 7, man, because the more that you keep on playing, the more reps that you get versus some of the best teams on their best maps, it's only going to improve your game as well.
Yep.
So a 10-point difference to start this one off. And Miami right now are kind of feeling the heat, though, Al, because like I said before the match started, you're sitting at 7, but you need to at least lose this match 2-3 in order for you to make it through that winner's bracket. You can't fall short 3-0. You can't fall short 3-1. So if you lose this search and destroy, you're truly going to be feeling that pressure, because we know Paris have been struggling in overload, but when you consistently are losing, eventually it's got to turn around. So this is a big search and destroy for Miami to not only add it to their map pool, but to keep their winner's bracket chances alive at Major 1.
I hear that. And the bad news about that for Miami fans is that this has been a cakewalk map for Paris on the mode. 6-3 against Thieves, 6-2 against Cloud9 from a couple of weeks ago. And most importantly, they're coming off that really hard-fought series versus Toronto with another couple of really clean search wins, not necessarily on exposure, but only giving up 4 rounds in total. So it's a tall ask here for Miami to jump back in, and they're going to start things off on the defense with Paris just getting to work, trying to get this opening towards the top window. Yeah, a little bit of wall bank spots, top of those turbines. At least confirm some hit markers on the Rencore, and he'll back away for now.
Yeah, you learn something new every day. Shout out Dan Ghosty. I'm definitely going to be using that in rank play in a couple days when we get back from Major 1. But so far, both teams just having that feel out. Miami spreading map, not really wanting to fall early on to a nade. If they try to get aggressive up through mid, but look at how much space Metal takes away at dirt side. So you're basically trapping mates over towards B.
Yeah, you're hoping, if you're Miami, that you get just a little nod towards this Paris hit on B, and then you can free Metals to take that route, and there it is. Super finds the first blood. Metals going to get freed up to go.
Facts.
May not even need him. Shut down at the middle of the map as Neptune is trying to hit a pinch of his own. Smoke will, for the moment, embellish on top of this platform, but this is all about waiting for Metals first, and they may actually get caught here. This is a bold rotation for Paris, but shots from Envoy give it away.
Yeah, that's all it is. Trigger discipline right there from Envoy. Gives up the play call. Now he's left in a 1v4. Does find one kill, but instantly going to be traded. Miami, with the slow and steady approach there on defense, you allow Paris to walk right into you. Metal starts it off by taking all that space away from Dirt, so you're somewhat getting a read that the play has to be through the middle map or that B site. Everyone backs on up, holds their pre-aim. As soon as Rancor finds his first kill, Trakes finds the second one through bottom middle. So a 4v2. Easy to have a retake over towards that site. Miami starting off great.
Yeah, spun up a web right there, and Paris walked right into it. Really, really perfect stuff there from Miami's opening defensive look, especially considering that, again, not that Rancor was in trouble necessarily, but he gives up that information top window once those nades and those hit markers come in. So, trusting that setup, and works out absolutely beautifully. Love it when a playbook comes together like that. So, we'll swap the sides around, see what Miami has to offer for their first attack. We've seen Paris on this map. They like to get a player deep in through mid. They like to play aggressive and try to get one of their SMGs up. A little bit more difficult to do that before trophy systems are earned, but keep an eye out for that as, Super's going to pull up the scope early and try to hold that long cross over towards Dirt.
You're just playing for the information early on, both teams. They just did it to you, so now you're going to do it to them. What's their defensive setup look like? Stuns and nades getting invested to back them down over towards Dirt area. But Paris just keep on backpedaling. Knowing that Miami are just stun checking, playing for information now.
They're playing for the plant onto A, but keep your eye on Super. He's going to be in some trouble here. He gets the first shot, though. A couple of tags come out, but he's holding Paris back, and he's going to get help from Metals off the post plant, and Trakes is pushing up at mid. This is the entire map in control of Miami. Good check, though, from Envoy. That's going to create some space. Metals looking to play possibly for a long clutch route around the back. But you need to get some space from your players in the middle beforehand because you need to check the bomb. So now there's a little bit of urgency for Miami.
Yeah, you know that Super has a sniper. He's most likely sitting towards ring, so you're just trying to locate where Metals is. He wins the one-on-one gunfight. You've been wasting so much time trying to locate Super, and now the bad Call of Duty timing comes back to bite you. Miami clutch up in the post plant because where they planted that site and the positioning of Paris, they had to clear out all that space. It's just a difficult bomb site to retake. There's so many different angles you have to check before even thinking about that defuse. And then also the players on the side of Miami just value their life to perfection. Super gets lost, comes back into the play. Metals gets one, gets lost, then comes back into the play. Just great finessing plays right there from Miami to go up 2-0.
Yeah, weird moment in that kind of spree where we had Envoy's perspective over the top of the A side. He looked like he was looking right at Metals, and I don't know if he thought it was a teammate or not, but he kind of looks at him and goes, wait, is that actually a Miami member? And then he gets shut down. So, again, Miami just moving the chess pieces in the right spots right now. So, 2-0 up. Trophy systems now earned, though, and this is what we're talking about. Envoy very quickly. Going to go ahead and pop the smoke and work on planting, and it's going to force Miami's hand here to see if they can get the quick retake.
Yeah, now it's their turn to see if they can clear out all those spaces in a very quick amount of time. But this time, Neptune is able to strike for the first. Envoy instantly plays for the traded player in number 2, and that's already a 4v1. Trakes, good luck.
Got just one for free, but yeah, nowhere after that. And that's just simply down to Miami trying to get a quick reaction on the post plant and running into 3 Paris members down low at Dirt after the post plant comes out. So, nice playbook change. The tempo, good to catch Miami off guard and get Paris to the board for the opener.
And you can just tell, like, both teams are afraid of the opposite sniper because we're not playing to get information from middle, from top window, well, like we usually like to see. But the snipers definitely are showing impact. Super on one end and Sib. Super's the only one able to find kills so far on the map with the boomstick, but just keeping them on their toes, not allowing them to be comfortable. That was the same exact play that Miami just did. It was just a lot quicker with the smoke grenade from Paris.
Yeah.
Retake was great. I mean, post-plant was great.
Yeah, a lot quicker. Okay. Super back out scoping over towards Dirt. This time 2 Paris members in the ballpark. It's Sib trying to snipe him. Both scopes will come up a bit wide. Super going to immediately take his attention back over to B, and they're saying, hey, okay, if they're going to scope down towards Sand, we'll have a chance here to get some early aggression at B, and that's exactly what Miami's calling for.
Because I'm pretty sure he was able to spot 2 players over towards that dirt side. Sib, obviously, with the sniper, but one crosses in front of him. So they just wanted to use him as a decoy to open up a lane. And now you have the numbers to fight your way over towards this B side, but Trace is not able to find that kill. Now you're trapped.
Yeah. Yeah, you've got the scope of Super extra far forward. Gets the midair snipe onto Sib, who was trying to wall bounce. And then the pinch from Envoy also shut down. Man, if you thought the hard point was intriguing, this strategically has been really fun to watch as well. Miami currently finding all the right responses. Neptune looking for something. I think he may have picked up Sib's scope, but not going to get an opportunity to pull the trigger. Miami will go up 3-1.
Hey, Miami are looking great right now in Search to Destroy because they're just reacting to what's given to them. All right, 2 players are pushing out towards dirt. There's no point in wasting time to try to fight them. Let's go with our man advantage over towards B. At least in the man advantage, you still find yourself in positions knowing that they're not going to be strongly set up here. So a couple stuns and nades backs them out of the position. You take the head glitches, you find the opening kills. They're just reacting so quick to the information gained. This is looking like a different Miami team right now in Search.
It really is, and it's in a way that makes it look like the playbook is being executed on perfectly to this point. But Paris have shown that they can kind of break that up by playing with some timing. Metal's going to get aggressive this time, scaling deep through mid. You already have an opener for Traix too, but Neptune wins that gunfight. Super response, cutting off Sib from the cross, but Paris have the opening to play through, and wow, through B. As they're going to try to see if they can stop the Miami defense from rotating in to defend this.
Oh, but you don't check out towards the backside of Jens, and now all of Miami are here to reinforce their way back towards B. It's a 2v1 left up to Ghosty. He has the information. Both are on this side. How does he play it? Hello.
Yep. Give it another go. Third time will not be the charm here, but Ghosty's got some space to work with. He's going to try to keep forcing it, and Super's found himself another weapon to use. No problems there for that elimination, and this has been really good from the Heretics.
Yeah, even after Neptune strikes for the first flood at mid-connector, Super is playing the aggressor with the sniper in hand. That's so you know he's having a really good game because the confidence to be that guy mid-con, to play for that trade, find it, wrap back to your team, knowing that, all right, it's a 3v3. The play's going to be over at B, and we have a player in a position that can catch them off guard. Once you get that information, we get the first kill. Numbers on our side. And we also have the bomb down. No need to do anything else. Miami are running away with this S&D.
Good.
How do you respond to this if you're Paris? Do you need to just kind of slow it down and figure out if you can just kind of manipulate Miami from being able to pull off their playbook? No, they're going to try something else a little bit different. A high-low stack on the corner at B Solar. Ghosty just playing for contact info over the middle of the map. And Sib is kind of just floating. They're going to re-pinch up through mid. No one's home, though. So, again, like, Paris find themselves in a very strange spot that Miami are going to be at least somewhat aware they need to keep their eye on this.
Split on both sides. You see how Miami are trying to set this up. Super clear out towards dirt. Let me spot out towards top window. We could potentially work this A plant, but you get aggressive through mid if you are Paris. As Ghosty finds that first flood onto Super specifically, so no need to be worried about a sniper anymore. Let's go.
Yep. And Sib able to find timing on the metals in the corner. Forces Miami to have to make a bold play, and yeah, they're going to try to hit through around the back. Not going to work out, though. It's all on to Rencore for a 1v4. He's been seen, he's been dealt with. So that works out for Paris this time. Just Miami get caught, trying to play a little bit slow through dirt, not expecting that heavy push up at mid.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's just the information that was gained. Because I'm pretty sure Ghosty was able to spot him, cross over towards dirt, and just switch dip the angle. From top window to the bottom middle head glitch. Gets the first flood. No need to worry about a sniper anymore. Then Sib turns the corner there at dirt, finds kill number 2. So even with a fast start on the play call to just take a lot of space away, led to a very slow ending there, but an easy round win for Paris.
Yep. And really, Ghosty's only allowed to change up that angle because of the heavy push-up from the SMGs in front of him. So, cause and effect there. Gets Paris their second. Sib still sniping. Oh, and look at this from Miami. Jump up and over and around. That's 2 players into the crates. They do shut down Neptune. I believe they also saw Sib. There are trades, though, and this battle from dirt is a dangerous one. Sib wants to hunt for the kill, has a player low, and will finish with Ghosty 2v2.
It's going to be down, though, at A. You have that information if you are Miami. Rencore and Metals. Clearing out space now. Covering all their tracks, but Ghosty at least spots both of them and wins the first gunfight 1v2.
Yeah, Rancor changing up the position now, moving back up to mid. Paris are going to work together. And Rancor has found himself in a position to possibly still re-wrap again. And that's what he's going to go for. Bomb will be planted, though. And now trying to retake from the low ground becomes, well, extra dangerous, to put it plainly.
Has no stun and no nade to work with either. So he has to do this with the gunny. A back-to-back setup for Paris and towards P3. Casually checking the bomb. Don't force the one-on-one. Finesse your life.
Uh-oh, Sib bounces out the window. Rancor wasn't even tagged. So now Rancor's predicting top window. Ghosty has an angle, I believe, though, with this post plant from the low ground. And he's going to clear it by just jumping on up. And hold on a second. Rancor's going to find the timing from window. I don't know what Sib's doing right there. Ghosty had already bailed off from the fight. Sib just dives through the window. Rancor gets 2 easy 1v1s.
Yeah, that can't happen. Like, it's as simple as that. You cannot force that gunfight there if you're
That was
Sib.
not good at all.
Ghosty gets the information and gets out. The only way you die to Rancor is if he jumps in towards the window and kills you. But when you jump out, don't hit him with a bullet. You're forcing Ghosty to be in a very difficult position because now he knew where Ghosty was. He knew he had a lot of time to work with and just play for the re-wrap through dirt. That's a throwaway round there for Paris. They're going to be beating themselves up after that one, but now Miami at game point.
A critical error. Especially considering that you could still hold that post plant from up top based on where that bomb is planted.
Yeah.
Okay, 5-2.
Wow.
Map point and how big this could be for the Heretics. 4-man hit over to B. Paris, though, again, we've mentioned this. On defense, they do like to take away the middle of the map quickly, and they will do so once again with Ghosty and Neptune. Moving back for the pinch watch, though, is Super. He did have a scope initially, but he's swapped over for an AR.
Man, Miami just taking what's given to them. A bunch of stuns and nades getting invested to the middle of the map. Most likely they're on that side, so let's instantly go over towards B, and Super just plays an angle that is unreadable for the first blood. Now in a man disadvantage, someone has to make up for it. It's going to fall into Sib, working himself by behind enemy lines.
Well, Ghosty was moonwalking on this quick pinch back over towards B. They don't expect that. There's 3 more members for Paris playing over the top of the bomb site. So now Super's got to go quickly. Nade lands, but doesn't confirm the kill. Neptune able to continue to defuse, and he's going to actually hop off it to allow someone else, that's Ghosty, to get credit for it. Huge round from Paris, and that's just simply Super not able to get the read and the timing of the rest of the Paris flank.
Yeah, so even after that first blood from Super, Paris said, okay, that guy's all the way across the map, across the world. We still have a 3v3 around this site, so we just have to time this pinch to perfection. And it was the aggressor in Neptune through mid-cut. Opens up with the first, not 1, but 2 kills. And then Sib from the back lines wins his one-on-one. You know, all 3 players are dead on this side. Super was the last guy, instantly hopped to defuse. So Paris able to stay alive. Force a swing round down 5-3.
It's going to be a 3-man hit down towards A. Envoy right back up into mid. Help here from Neptune playing that close cross. He does have an AR, though. Keep that in mind. He's able to find the shot punch, though, for 1. Trakes with a quick trade, but cannot hold the ground. We'll go 3v3.
Yeah, now how long do you want to wait to potentially get this bomb down at A? Because you know there's pressure going to be on your pinch. And it's all about the timings that Ghosty can get. And Rancor was not able to spot the bomb carrier. So bomb's going to get planted. You have Neptune in the back behind enemy lines. You're able to get out of dodge. Everything resets now, but Envoy's trapped.
Yeah, he needs to stay alive here. He's looking for help. Hard to say which number 5 is the one watching that cross, but Envoy gets the regen.
Nice.
Not able to win the gunfight, though. Numbers for Miami. Neptune up top, able to find the first. Slips away from the trade. Hopping on for the defuse, though, is Rancor. And Super's the one guarding him. Got to hop on to try to stop the defuse from happening, and in that moment, Super finds the kill. No problem for Rancor to hold, and Miami take a really well-formulated search and destroy here, map number 2.
Hey, a much-needed one at that, man, because their S&D has struggled, and now for the first time you throw exposure into the mix versus one of the top exposure S&D teams that we have, and you make it look pretty easy. You just took what was given to you. Every time somebody gave you some information, you instantly reacted off of it, played your advantages to perfection, and then you also got Rancor, who's just stealing momentum away from Gentlemen. So they were starting to have that rally in the comeback. Puts them at game point, gets it around 11, take mid-map away. The aggressor's on the pinch, and just didn't
I'm confused on what the board looks like then. And oh, okay. So if they win, they guarantee home, or they guarantee winners bracket. And and then Koi is playing losers. Koi's playing would be scary. Actually, kind of scary. Oh, wow. They guarantee. Divided by 12. Math is so wrong. Plus. But if they win the next two, oh, them and Minnesota would have the same record. So because of that, Koi would keep this bracket. Dang. Okay. And then, but if they win, let's say they win 3-1, 4 maps. They'll be at 50. They honestly could shoot up all the way to 4th place. They win the next two. That's crazy. Are you okay? Crazy. TikTok. Absolutely annoying. I'll bet. I do not know what's going on.
The count. It's been great COD to this point. And now we jump into the overload here, Jay. I will say, kind of as the season started, it looked like Paris had a really good handle on it. Yeah. They've been slipping a lot lately. On the other hand, Miami, slow start in mode number 3, starting to come back a little bit. A couple of nice wins in a row, and that brings us to a flip map here.
Yeah, the exposure overload, last time we watched Miami on it, I was falling asleep for about 10 minutes, and then we get to the overtime and Super just 1v3s. So it turned out to be one of the most insane maps with a very slow start. So there definitely is some work to do on side for Miami in this game mode, but the same could be said for Paris. Like you said, 3-game losing streak. And I feel like it's because they don't have the same slaying presence that they do in Hardpoint. Right now, Envoy is 46th out of 50 players in the CDL in this game mode. And we know how impactful he is as a playmaker. So when he's hitting these routes and not winning those key one-on-ones, they are slowing down the progression every single time for Genomid. So they just got to turn it up in the slaying, in my opinion.
Like always.
Heard that. Okay. Keep it simple, keep it quick. Let's jump on in and see if both these two teams can continue to give us some high-level Call of Duty, my friends.
Yeah, and that's again, I would fly, but it's all exposure. Yeah,
it's exposure. It was. I'm glad. I don't know if you caught me. I was like vamping a little bit. It's like, wait a second. I'm pretty sure I just wrote down it's exposure. I had to second guess myself. It's all good. Let's get back into it though. 2-2 over the top. Miami just quick off the get-go. Super with the 3-0. Start quick pull and a quick opportunity to set up towards B.
And now Paris are already on the back foot. Stuns and nades are connecting, so it's going to slow down. But look at what it's doing for Miami. It's going to allow someone to develop on a route. You're thinking that because they slowed down, potentially the rotation is going to come in, and you were banking on Metals to be the opener. But once he loses, now you have the numbers advantage to stand strong on this defense.
Well, Super shooting so far. Metals nade over the top, allowing Super to get the regen up. Gone through, and doesn't miss a bullet. 5-0 start. Ghosty looking for the shutdown, and will find it. Metals, yes, able to confirm the trade, but really forcing the issue here, trying to beat the timing of the pair of spawns, but not able to. Genomates putting together a solid defensive hold, and they have a chance to repossess the EMP if they so choose.
Yeah, they're looking to take the map control, though. When I have every single player up and gun ready. Just looking for kills to go their way. You lose one through the middle of the map, but you find one here at the B point, so start to force your way right through the front door, but Trake's off the respawn, is able to line up 3. Now he's got 2 lead blockers. This should be a Miami score.
Oh, but Neptune's able to find one. Trying to step away. Pistol works out for Drake. Stunned into place. Sib and Ghosty still in position. Envoy over the railing. Yeah, keeps the defense alive and kicking. Metal Super finding eliminations, but it's not enough. Paris will be able to regen and reset. Although, Super, if he can find one here, catch Neptune by surprise, he may be able to grab and go, but the EMP resets and Neptune wins the gunfight.
Now you got to try to find some kills if you are Sib. Because every single one of your teammates is over towards that B point. They're going to be out of positioning. So Miami just looking to stabilize around the map. Everyone camping their corners, looking for their one-on-ones, but now they're losing all the timing fights. Thankfully, they find 2 kills, so neither team is going to grab that EMP now.
Yeah, tough there for Envoy. Will make a different move. Hit the route around the corner. Knife out. He's able to find Trakes. Miami still 2 members in mid. Going to be able to at least make sure the EMP doesn't get pulled, and the shutdown on the Envoy comes through. Neptune on the other front. Make sure that Miami cannot stay deep over towards the pair spawns. We're halfway through this first half, and they're really, outside of Miami's first look towards B, hasn't been a significant effort yet for Paris.
Yeah, neither team willing to give up or do something drastic in the chance department. We're making it all look clean. It's got to be perfection. And right now for Paris, they have the EMP in their possession, but the player in Sib is so far across the map, so they're just stalling out time, looking for some stuns and nades to connect. You find one for the opening kill. Now you're committing towards B because you have the man up.
Yeah, but Trakes, good read from the down low position, able to find one. Should be an easy run through here, and yes, Envoy is able to get back onto the point. So first score comes through for Paris. Exit kills, not convincing for Miami. So hold on a second. You've got Neptune coming off spawn. He's going to try to rush over to the new EMP location. Trakes there to meet him. Not a clean look at the initial set of the gunfight, but the win comes through, and Trakes tries to force something forward, knowing Paris is playing deep, but is unable to do much with it.
Yeah, and the slow and steady approach right there from Paris forced Miami to have a spread set up there. Because you don't want someone to leak out on the opposite side. Potentially the rotation comes in and you get a free score. So they were 2-2 split. Paris able to capitalize off of it for that first tally. Now they're looking for a second one as they're already taking presence over towards B, but Miami should have the reinforcements to stop them.
Yeah, Ghosty was just waiting to make sure he could get back to full health. Nades through mid, over towards B. Not gonna land, as Paris will try to hit a long route around the back. Sib does find one to open things up. Envoy says that looks like fun. Let me see if I can find more, but Super shuts it down. 50 seconds before we get to halftime. Sib still trying to keep the effort alive on the flank. He's low and in some trouble. Metals will find him, and it'll be a very favorable kill feed here for Miami. A chance to collect the EMP if they so choose to with that win from Trakes 4 in a row. And yeah, Metals is going to grab and try to push.
Yeah, you just got to slow down there for your Trakes. Job was already well done. He was able to set up a pinch, find the opening double to shut that down, be the lead blocker, and also find the lead kill. But then you give up your life for free, and you're forcing out the rotation out of your teammates. You do have your ARs set up in the positions to watch the cross. You just got to get past one player, and you do. And there goes Neptune to still play keep away.
And Neptune's going to do better than that. Finds not just one, but all three contestants. Team Nade doesn't really make too much of a difference here for Paris. That is a huge defensive stand from Neptune. They're going to get the overtime, will the gentlemates. Keep your eye on Envoy trying to play around the back, seeing if they can get a route to going for the EMP quickly. But you got to win a gunfight here for Ghosty, and he will not be able to. So 1-0 goes the half. What a thrilling first.
Drastic in the chance department.
Oh.
We're making it. Your Trakes, job was already well done. He was able to set up a pinch, find the opening double to shut that down, be the lead blocker, and also find the lead kill. But then you give up your life for free, and you're forcing out the rotation out of your teammates. You do have your ARs set up in the positions to watch the cross. You just got to get past one player, and you do. And there goes Neptune to still play keep away.
And Neptune's going to do better than that. Finds not
sitting at a .8. The guy is almost double positive in the opening round. It's a lot of success on these routes, winning key one-on-one gunfights, having goal line stops when need be. He's just getting loose right now.
Yeah.
And they're up 1-0 out because of it.
Really good first half, though, I'll say that much. So, swap the sides around, see if we can get more.
Gun.
So, here we go.
Huh?
I will say Miami did a really nice job at the opening break-off through mid-map. If they could reproduce that and give more looks, you feel like there are chances at finding an opportunity to score are still going to be pretty high.
It just all turns into the lead blocker every single time. How do you decide to play it? How aggressive you decide to play it? You had like 2 or 3 opportunities to add one there. Just lose key gunfights at the wrong time, but into the second half we go. Paris dominate all the mid-map control, but now kills lighten up in favor of Miami. You got dirt, you got over towards P2 side, and you have all of mid-map. Just looking for these last 2 guys before we try to recover the EMP.
Yeah, it took a little bit too long to find Ghosty, though, all things told. Envoy there to keep the trades even. Civ with the chase down, predicts the correct corner, and is able to find the EMP carrier of Rencor. But do they know that Super is still floating around mid? Looks like Ghosty's trying to keep the pinch safe just in case, but is unable to do so. So now it's on to can Miami win these gunfights around P2, and Metals is sure able to. Should be a chance to grab, but just as he goes to pick up the EMP, it resets the middle, and all of that hard work now leads to a second set of circumstances for Miami to try to consider.
Yeah, and already 2-2 split in the kill feed. Gotta waste more of that game clock before we can execute our next play. Trying to clear out space towards dirt is going to be Rencor, and on the opposite side you got Trakes working on the deep pinch. Rencor is going to fall. Envoy and Neptune combine for a kill through the middle of the map, but Trakes on the pinch is going to be impactful. So all that space that Envoy got ain't going to lead to nothing because nobody can grab the EMP.
Yeah, but Miami still doesn't know where Envoy is. You can see them trying to look for him. And now they know the trade will come through. Rencor, long pinch, trying to clear out ring and mid-map, but Metals beats him to the punch. And that's going to be enough to find pretty much everybody down. Big gunfight win from Rencor. So the EMP will be collected. All 4 down, but Paris will spawn towards the B point. Still winning gunfights, though, as Rencor. But you got to do more than that. And as Metals tried to go high, he will fall, leaving Trakes in a 1v multiple. And he will drop. So the effort for Miami completely quelled as Paris can reset.
Yeah, they found the opening kill. It's just right behind Rencor. The second lead blocker was the pistol carrier. Not the preferred weapon for the engagement. Now Envoy potentially looking to add another one on the board for his team off of this Hellstorm. Doesn't connect onto anyone. You're giving all the information completely out of the play. Let's just run it up, add another one to the tally. This should be a freebie.
But Miami coming quickly off the spawn, able to get 2 members here. And a pinch is developing from Super.
Nice.
He will find the EMP carrier.
Come on, let's
Can
go
you
OT.
counterpull this if you're Miami? Lots of space over through P2, and you shut down Neptune on the pinch. So now Paris will have to defend this purely from behind the B point. Super with some high ground. Stuns are landing. Civ, Envoy finding the first couple eliminations, and that's another 4 dead for Paris.
Yeah, you're just trying to bully ball right now. And Paris just keep catching you off guard or finding that opening kill. So you're pushed continuously. It's just getting shut down. Now you're back on the defensive side where Envoy isn't allowing you to get out your spawn for free. They've already cleared out a lot of space towards A. Envoy has it Zig. Neptune on the backside, but he does lose that fight. Thankfully, McLeod is there. 2-0. There goes Paris.
It was close. Super nearly had the cutoff, but not quite. And now 2-0 up with 1:35 on the clock forces Miami to have to create something quickly. The EMP spawning over towards the tank on the top side of the map. Routes developing. Miami trying to clear out space. Neptune is the only Paris member over and around the EMP, and he loses his gunfight. So now it's just how much can Metals do from this position? Envoy trying for the cutoff, not going to be able to get there, and that's going to be a quick score for Miami, now just down 1.
Now you got to get yourself in a position to play the reset. Everyone's on the opposite side of the map. Gunfights need to go your way. Metals is able to find 1, but Ghost responds with 2. You know that Metals is on the pinch. You now have just accounted for Rencor, and the EMP carrier is just going to go, and he's going to get it for free. Just all the information gained, knowing what you can get away with, and Paris keep that 2-point lead.
50 seconds on the clock.
That's the cool thing about this game mode.
Up top at mid. Metals doesn't check his right, but is able to find the shots from Ghosty to alert him that, yep, he needs to find that kill. Now playing over towards this back terrace. Looking to try to run the EMP down through dirt. Metals is going to get that back container position, but the problem is they don't re-clear mid. Flank from Neptune works out. They find the EMP carrier with 30 seconds remaining. It's got to be right here, right now for Miami. If they could score and pull, maybe there's a chance, but big advantage for Paris.
Yeah, because all you got to do is just hold the line. They need to score in the next 5 seconds, or it's going to be mathematically impossible. And when the team kill going down, you don't have the reinforcements. Also, team kills on the other side, but you're still holding the line if you are Ghosty. Paris, make the adjustments. The playmakers making plays happen. Getting lost, hitting routes, forcing Miami to be uncomfortable off the respawn. And Paris kill the overload losing streak. Get 1 on the board there.
Wow. That was another good map, though, between both these two teams. And I will say Miami is just looking at a different level right now in terms of how they're playing the 2 and the 3.
Yeah,
map 2, map 3. But Paris, like you mentioned, a couple of big individual moments. Talking about goal line stands from Neptune finding 3 when they're on the opposite side from the first half. How key could that have been? And then even just beyond that, just Envoy getting a read that, hey, they're pushing way up into our base. We've got a little bit of a conga line. And yeah, even though my teammates around me are falling, there shouldn't be anyone in front of me. So good awareness there. He finishes 26 and 24, does Envoy, with 2 scores. So great stuff there for Paris to take the edge of the series, now 2-1 up.
Yeah, that's the guy that you needed, man. That's the guy that's always making plays in every single mode. And when he's uncomfortable, when he's not winning his one-on-ones,
which I love, Scar.
It's going to be more difficult for everyone off the respawn to get out of their base. But you ice on up. You get the first score with these, you finesse for the second. And I feel like that's what Miami were lacking in this map, was just that finesse factor. Because they found themselves in a lot of moments where they're lighting up the kill feed, walk away with a jar of these fights. But just the close spawns continuously are coming in for Paris, and instead of someone trying to set up a route to spawn a couple players out, or fight a different angle from it, they're just head bashing through the front, getting cut down by stuns and nades and guns. Miami's have a little bit more work to do here on exposure.
I think Scar's better.
Paris weren't going to allow a super 1v3 to break them down. And now they're feeling the pressure again, Al, because you can't lose 3-1, or you lose your winner bracket spot. So you need this hard.
That's right. Yep, absolutely the case. So, good stuff, though, overall for Miami. Better stuff for Paris. And we did see a lot of those individual moments come through in this highlight reel.
I think exposure.
Tight affair between both these two teams, man. It kind of keeps on building on the narrative that who is the best team of the game right now. It is really tough to tell. But let's take a look back over the series, because as we've also kind of alluded towards, it's been a really good series. Really good content being played by both these two squads. And we're going to go to a Scar hardpoint here. And I will say, you know, kind of we've seen the meta not necessarily change up, but we've definitely seen teams preferring to run at least 3 ARs across multiple points on this map. Some teams have really picked up on that and done well with it. Kind of shout out to your Riyadh Falcons. Other teams maybe a little bit more hesitant towards making that switch up, and it really hasn't provided the results that some teams have been able to find. Where's your headspace at? Because for both these two teams, it really hasn't been like a majorly favorable map for either of them. Do you have any kind of thoughts about, advantages to one team or another here?
Well, I think Paris just played it a couple days ago versus Toronto. You lose by like almost 35 points, maybe a little bit more, but it just came down to the very ending of that game. You were great off the rotations, you were great in your holes, but
you got hard point, you got Colossus,
because some of these hills are just very difficult to break when they are trapping you on one side of the map. So if you are Miami on the opposite side, you can capitalize on this map because you have a lot more reps on it. And the last time you played this, we all remember it was a crazy Boston Breach comeback where they were down almost 80 points, but they started to win every single gunfight. Streak started to help them off the rotations, but you just can't afford to have that slow start. The same way you came out in map number 1, chaining the P1 to P2 to a little bit of the P3. You got to do that here because a map like Scar can get out of hand quickly.
Yeah, and I think the biggest thing in talking about that point in particular, it really does feel like it lives off the battle for rotation.
Yeah.
Miami, like we mentioned, just not very successful in breaking, but have not really had to do that all that often. And a lot of the key reason has been the new guy up for Miami. Trakes has been awesome in the respawn. Kind of, again, I like that we have this as a head-to-head from map number 1 because that was what Neptune provided a spark to when he was on Vancouver last year, being able to kind of provide those key gunfight wins to allow some freedom for the rest of his team. That's been pretty consistent across the board here for both these two players. And again, in a 10-point game, like you see at the very bottom of that graphic, those individual wins could be where you find those 10-plus points that your team needs to find an edge in this very tight head-to-head.
Yeah, and that's on Den, too. These guys are just getting lost with SMGs and making plays happen. So I can only imagine what they're going to be able to do on Scar because then you're expecting it to be 2 ARs. When you switch over to the P2s and the P3s, you're going to have a couple SMGs we whipped out. But Scar, a lot of these hills are dominated by the ARs. So you're going to have to whip out an extra one if you are Meadows or if you are Trakes. Because we've seen Envoy be able to do that throughout his entire career. Just be a flex whenever need be. But the rotations are going to be a key factor. Because if you fall behind on a map like Scar, you give them early Hellstorms. And especially if you're going over towards P3 and when they have the Hellstorm, you're not getting time for quite some time.
Absolutely the case. Well, again, there are implications surrounding what could happen in Major 1. The big note here is Miami would need to win at least 2 maps to secure their position in the upper bracket. Otherwise, there could be a huge switch up in that tiebreaker scenario between the teams at 3 and 4. Most notably, Toronto, the team looking to try to jump up and in to that upper bracket. Meanwhile, for Paris, you finish 5 and 2. Chance for you to really lock in a top seed overall for the major, which who knows how important that will be. I mean, again, you look at the top 8 and what that upper bracket round 1 will be. I mean, G2 coming off a huge win is really setting up that, anyone can beat anyone. The teams that are starting the lower bracket maybe not have had as much success, especially those two in the bottom 2 positions. But all things told, you go from the top seed right now down to 9, and it feels like anyone can beat anyone, and we've seen that over the course of the last couple of weeks.
Oh, and these are potentially the matchups right here before any of these matches have significant finishes yet. So a Falcons G2 matchup potentially, Optic FaZe. It's all going to change depending on how these results go. Because Miami right now are in the loser of winners bracket spot.
Riyadh and
I know
G2
if you're Toronto, Koi.
Koi.
Wait, Paris are playing what? Scar? Oh, we just beat them on that. So I know you're definitely going to know what we did. I need you guys to hold it down. And that's all that Miami are thinking about, just getting through this hard point. You obviously want to get the W, but the winner's bracket spot at Major 1 is a must because you get 2 lives instead of 1.
That's absolutely right. And again, with how close everyone's been competitively, how big could that extra life be to setting up your season? We'll find out. Here it goes. Scar hard point. The big news for Miami fans, find a way to win this map, get it to 5. You start in the upper bracket. For Toronto fans, you have never been a bigger Paris fan than right now. Trying to get yourself set up to be in a top 8 spot, and the opening for Miami decent, but a decent battle back to be said for Paris as well off their second set of spawns.
Yeah, they've been able to manage Envoy working on that deep pinch. They found a couple of kills go their way, but even with Envoy walking backside white wall, wasn't able to break that hill time early on. But now with the reinforcements back through green, forcing Miami to start to think on their toes about this rotation. Long routes being hit from Super. He gets chopped down, and now the map control in favor of Paris.
They're not playing through Motel at all.
Envoy, good
kill. No, they are.
Finish things off. Get some clearance around 1, and now is going to be the first man forward as P2 is about to open. Long route developing for Trakes. He's playing for spawns right now. And with some kills from the front, he can actually just recut this and just make sure no one for Paris spawns comfortably. It's exactly the case. What a setup, what a break, and what a spot for Trakes to be to really make sure no one for Paris can see this hill.
And now you can continue to cut off because the hard block is coming in for Rencore. There's not going to be any reinforcements from Paris working on the pinch route. So you got to take care of Trakes. And as soon as you do that, you walk right into the preamp of Rencore, and Miami still have the numbers to hold down this setup. Now you have the pressure. If you are Paris, 3 go down. The break should be good because the AR just started hitting div from top motel.
20 seconds to fight. Rencore able to find Envoy from the front. The rest of Miami looking like they really want to try to force this forward. Ghosty taking a lot of damage, but it's
of course I think
top motel
Paris is gonna win.
Shuts down pretty much the entire Heretics threat, and that's exactly the case. He'll even find the 4th. 4 in a row for Sib. Had a little bit of a slower start to map 1, but you get everyone with ARs. Sib is happy to take gunfights, and he's winning them all right now.
You already have Envoy taking space off the rotation towards New. Does lose that gunfight, and Paris don't really have a player in a position over towards the power spot on Plain Heady. Neptune is here, but he only has 24 HP. The trade comes in, and it's a battle for the map control. And at least for now, Paris got it.
Telling you, man, when Sib starts to feel it, he's going to chow. That much we know for sure. Neptune, a small read that Super was playing through mid, but I don't know if you recognize
It's just
how
insane
far
that they're
around the
coy.
map Super has gotten. Kills from the
Arguably
front.
with
He's
a
in here.
top
Is Sib
5
able to turn
team.
over and make sure that at least this player from
Almost
Miami is
still alive.
contested, but the quick reinforcements for Miami will have them contesting and now soaking up some time from the front of 3.
Yeah, that was beautiful plays from Super. To just time that top green jump up to get 1 kill and get out of dodge and then work your way back through mid cut while your teammates are hard blocking towards the back end. So all of the gentlemates still spawning in front of you, but you would have loved to get at least a good chunk of time there off of that play. Now you're banking off this rotation. You're going to be outnumbered, but a close spawn come in, so you now have the numbers to try to hold this one down.
Hard point opens. Miami will still spawn close. Good set of gunfight wins here for the Heretics as well, but Sib is shooting. 10 and 7. Now making a route develop around the backside of fences. Super trying to step in front of its way and is able to find 2. Now off to regen. Has metals trying to lock down the spawns, but Neptune's able to provide some sort of a distraction. Shutdown is in though, and Miami continue to spawn close.
Yep. Continue to have those close spawns. Continue to
metals.
find all their
What's that,
kills,
buddy?
but now 2 in favor of Paris. Still, that team kill allows Miami to get those close spawns towards the back. 20 seconds still to fight for. You're surrounded now by the Gentlemates, so you're going to be able to walk away with this time, but now potentially the race off the rotation. Miami has to beat them to the punch.
Ooh, and a little dead slide out for Ghost. He has him winning 1. But Sib trying to find an exit from the old time is also shut down, so Miami will establish the line of scrimmage here through mid. Super, big win if he can find it onto Envoy, but Ghosty shut down, make sure that Plain Heady stays safe. So for Miami, now it's just about trying to receive this next hit, and Ghosty is able to find the player top window, so an opportunity for Paris to go quickly, and they're still finding kills to get into the hill.
Yeah, now they're trapping him towards the backside of green. Throw your stuns to your nades. He's in Sib on the pinch. Give me the freebie, and now 2 plays from Miami all the way across the map. Mr. McLeod blocking the spawns, and they instantly flipped them out. Miami forced to break from Plain. Stuns and nades aren't hitting, and Sib is still frying. My word.
Yeah, I just think this.
I'm telling you, dude, you just say, hey, Sib, it's going to be AR versus AR. He wants it. And he's got the hot hand right now for Paris. Doubling up the score. Are the Gentlemates on this old time? 18 seconds to fight. Miami are trying to get there, but it's coming in pieces. And a little pinch set up from Envoy. Shuts down the rest of the play. Through Plain. Perfect on the scrap time. One little off-spawn moment has Miami getting a little bit of the time, but that's a big win for Paris as we go back to 1.
Yep, because now everything is in your control. Off the reset over towards P1, you know, all of Miami Heretics are spawning towards that green side. So we hold down Delhi, we can instantly hop the hill, but no one blocks over towards blue. So that's going to allow Trakes to instantly find a freebie off of the time. Now he just needs to finesse.
The hard point will stay open for now. Everyone looking for this next set of fights. Envoy, Ghosty win theirs. Back over to the hill, they find a 3rd. And now it's 35 seconds. You've got a really solid read on where Miami is spawning, and you can set up maybe to play off these extremities and just play choke point COD, but not to be. Miami find a quick response. They're going to find all 4 down, and now there's still 20 seconds to fight for as Miami can also consider what comes up next to P2.
Yeah, because you have players off the rotation. So if Rencore is going to force them right into you, you're going to be ready if you're metals. Finds a double on 3 in a row. Should lead to his teammates getting this trade onto Mr. McLeod as the last player. As Rencore now is streaking of his own. On 5, rotation in favor of Miami. Kill feed lit up for Miami, and this is the way back in the game.
Peace.
At least Ghosty's able to shut down Super from playing that top corner on Motel Steps. But Rancor is soaking up hardpoint time with a trophy to keep him safe. Paris trying to get up top. Shots from all over the map. But the pinch is starting to find some success here for the Gentlemates. You got to win these gunfights, and Rancor's now stuck between a rock and a hard place. A perfect 2-2 split for Paris. Has him on a quick break.
Yeah, Rancor was just looking for a kill, man, because if he got one kill, you could potentially earn that Hellstorm, and that could play a big part to the next P3. But the break set up there from Paris on the 2-2 split is good enough to clean house. And now you're forcing all of Miami over towards this green side. You're playing it close on the wall. You're not attacking towards Gen, so you're forcing them to overextend a little bit more. And Paris is just gunning you down to shreds. Now it's a race off the rotation, and they have all the bodies in the right position.
Yeah, this is a huge moment for Paris. Cannot win the gunfight at mid, so Miami will be able to at least stretch over to P3. They've got the plane heady first. Neptune in front of them. Paris trying to work their way through mid and around the back of this Miami setup. And at least they've shut down Rancor. The only person who can respond to it now is Super. Drakes from the front, trying to hold off this Paris hit. And he gets overwhelmed. Does not expect that Ghost is on that quick jump up. And that is a perfect little, hey, look at us, we're hitting your flank. Never mind, no, we're not. We're hitting it right through mid. A little show of sleight of hand. Works out nicely, and Paris can keep scoring.
Yeah, that's the teamwork on full display. The player top green backs down the guy at playing head glitch. Here comes Sib flying and frying. It's a clean house while we had pressure on the backside at least at this break for a good chunk of time at that. And Miami don't really want to take a risk here because if you get too aggressive and you spawn out of that green, the game is already going to be over. So you are forced to fight your way from blue side. Thankfully, you're winning a majority of the fights, but Ghosty and Neptune are tearing you apart. You got to back up.
Yeah, and there's the split spawns that you called, Jay. It's going to be Trakes and Metals all the way out, trying to cut back through mid. These gunfights are massive for Rancor, and he finds himself too. Super, able to at least keep one away before being shut down, and Rancor off the reset. Capitalizes onto a third kill, but look at the midi-map. It's just spawns all over the place. Paris with a chance to contest, but Trakes wins a big 1v1, and now we can work on just blocking out spawns while the rest of his teammates are still trying to stretch across the map.
Yeah, but the rest of his teammates are all dropping like fives, and now Trakes is forced to make a play. He falls, and Metals gets traded, so back spawn secured here for Paris. Cannot win the game here, but you can get pretty damn close. So if you're Miami, you're forced to be the aggressors, forcing yourself to go right through the front door and just cause chaos.
Good read from Ghosty, but can't deal with the player on steps. Envoy seeing if he can wiggle his way in. Able to turn, find himself one, but not quite the second. Miami will extend the map a little while longer. But as you take a look to the minimap, new hard point, top left corner, and it's all Paris there initially. Miami, can they spawn Paris behind them? No, not quite. At least not initially. One player will spawn back in Neptune, but the numbers for Paris are really good around this new hill.
Yeah, Neptune has a Hellstorm in the back pocket just in case it looks a little bit scary. So once I die, I'm going to spawn right next to you guys. No need to rush this play, but now there's pressure on the top side of green with Super winning a one-on-one. Sib is also going to fall to the hands of Metal, so the pressure is going to be here for Miami. It's just still the close spawns for Paris.
Super going to get caught on reload here. Has no chance of fighting back. Drake's looking to see where do they jump out at. Finds good timing onto Envoy, but around the close corner at Zig, Paris is overwhelmed with just sheer force of numbers. 232, 139. Miami trying to get across the field as fast as humanly possible to clear out the corner. Super at least able to keep Miami in the hill, but do they expect a secondary pinch from Ghosty? No, they do not. And Paris, yeah, they may not get that final tick this time, but they're going to be 1 point away from winning this match at worst.
Yep, and Miami are going to be needing to place a perfect call if they want to continue to have a chance at winner's bracket, because it needs to be perfect from this point on. But they have Hellstorms, they have the map control, and Paris should close it out.
150-249. All it takes is a pinky toe on an open zone for Paris to win this map. Miami find 3 straight eliminations, though. Can they get the 4th? Not quite. Ghosty eventually shut down as Neptune's calling in the Hellstorm, but there's really no one close right now. They do find 1 kill from Envoy. No shutdown on the hill itself, and that will do it. 2 with the Hellstorm. All you got to do is touch. All you got to do is touch. I was going to say for a moment there, it looked maybe a little bit too easy, and yeah, Redcore not happy about how that map went. Miami will start in the lower bracket. Had their own destiny to control, but Paris was too good right there on Scar.
Yeah, way too good, man. That's not once or twice you win the rotation over towards P3.
Wow.
You need to dominate P3 on this map, or at least contain the map control and not allowing the other team to get you points if you want to win Scar multiple times. But They just dominated in the rotations early on. Miami was consistently trying to fight their way back on in. You were down 50 when you get to the P2, and that was your opportunity, and Paris knew that. So instead of committing over towards Motel Greenside, we go for the 2-2 split. We take our sweet time because this break is going to win us this game. Because not only the break counts, but they also shut down Rencor, who would have earned himself a Hellstorm and potentially used that for P3. So Paris just made the proper plays at the right time. And Dylan Envoy had one of them series that Estrio had yesterday. Absolutely.
Everything's going.
Yeah, dude, Envoy was insane this series. And a really good map from Sib, even though he finishes 30 and 31, still puts out a ton of damage. And that's just one of those things that when Sib gets a chance to just take AR gunfight versus AR gunfight, if you've been following his career since way before he was a pro, he is good at Chell, anything and everything. So big steps there for the Paris Gentlemates. They secure themselves at worst the top 2 seed, I believe, with that win, whereas Miami cannot get the second map that they need, even if they were to lose this series, to keep a top 8 position. So they will fall pretty far down. I mean, just in the retrospect of all that tiebreaker at 3 and 4, I don't know, Jay. I mean, this has just been an unbelievable Major 1 qualifier, and that now sets us up for what I believe is a pretty set bracket. But lots of fun there for our first. It is just our first of our 3 matches, though. So we'll head back to the desk to break things down and keep us going on this Sunday.
Win it in 4, and you just secured your #1 seed. Congratulations to the Paris Gentlemates. Nameless, what was most impressive, the Game 4 victory or what you saw earlier in the series from the Paris boys?
I think, honestly, off the rip, Chris, the rally back on that first map. They were down about 100 points. We get over, second rotation, great P1. The P2 hold, absolutely excellent out of the Gentlemates. Able to rally back and win a close one. And then also Envoy's performance. You heard Jay and Shift talking about a little bit. When Envoy's playing like that, they're going to beat everybody in the game. And it's starting to look like he's getting a bit comfortable,
Ali, as we take a look at the highlights, Envoy was all over our leaderboard and our screen. Can he do it again? Can he raise a trophy for another team? As we take a look at some of the best moments, you saw Sib squaring up, Envoy leading the way in terms of KD. How did Ghosty play? How did Neptune play?
Yeah, I mean, I think, it's a collective effort from these guys. Neptune, he's obviously going to be playing hyper aggressive. In the Overload, I thought that, both of them played well. This is a team, they got an early lead, and you saw it. Miami Heretics, they had the ball a decent amount of times. And, I'm in the green room talking about they're just not setting up any pinches, not doing things that you have to do to try to get an opportunity, but it's easier said than done. I mean, when a team like Gentlemates has a lead in Overload and they can play with that lead, not much you can really do. And that's where the strengths of a team like Gentlemates shine through.
Finishing with streaks against the second best hardpoint team. You're the #1 team, apparently, by about 70 points. Congratulations to Paris. You hold the title of #1 seed going into Dallas. Who wins the scuff play of the game, though? I think it's the whole team performance. Let's take a look at it. You talked about the comeback. Here it was in hardpoint. Final 11 seconds for Gentlemates here.
Yeah, so... Yeah, the end of this map, it gets a bit dicey back and forth. In Miami, they have a rotation over here towards P1, but you see Super, he pushes all the way down by the B-bomb site, and then you got Metals. He's like, I got to get the hill. I got to get the early time. Ghosty spawns out behind them, and rotation from P4 to 1 is just difficult to track where everybody's going to be at because you can't exactly block without taking yourself entirely out of the play, and that's exactly what happens to Heretics. 2 people push up, get the spawn in behind, and they just get broken. So they had an opportunity, but got squandered in the midst of the chaos.
We see him taking all of the respawn victory. Welcome to the show in our Monster Winner Spotlight. Envoy, can you hear us? Oh, no interview right now. My bad, Envoy. Let's take a look here at our numbers. We now see our standings. Gentlemates at 5 and 2, I believe, should jump Falcons when it comes to the map count. We expect to see a 3-way tie as either LA Thieves or Carolina are guaranteed to finish 5 and 2. Vegas could also finish with a 5 and 2 record as they take on Vancouver Surge at the end of the night. Nameless, lot tighter than we thought. For a minute was a bunch of teams at 3 and 3. Now we've got a bunch of squads fighting at 5 and 2 and 4 and 3.
Yeah, we do. And the most parity we've had in a stage 1 in quite some time. Truly, you can't pick any singular team and be like, they're the favorite to win this event, which is why this event's going to be so spectacular.
Ali, when we come back, it's the best match of the day, right? LA Thieves taking on Carolina Royal Ravens. We'll find out who finishes with 5 wins after this.
Okay.
All good.
Head to head. Head to head.
Because they started off 0-2, and then they let go of the eldest player in the league. Slasher belongs to the Riyadh Falcons. Namos, can you walk us through this?
Before
Welcome to the final night of competition before we head to Dallas for the first major of the Black Ops 7 season. Chris Puckett alongside Nameless and Rosalie, and we just saw our first matchup in the books. Paris locks up a top 2 seed. We expect that to be a number 1 seed, but for now, that title belongs to the Riyadh Falcons. Nameless, can you walk us through the situation? I know we're guaranteed to see at least a 3-way tie at 5-2 tonight.
Yeah, I mean, and both these teams could get to 5-2, whoever wins. You talk about Carolina, they've been unbelievable, especially in Overload. So a tall task here for the LA Thieves if they want to have a chance to be a top 2 seed.
Ali, Carolina has to be the story because they started off 0-2, and then they let go of the eldest player in the league. Slasher retires, they bring in Exceed, and his impact immediately felt.
Pressure, and it works out well for them when he plays like that with the sniper in hand.
And we talked to him about it at the end, and he said, I'm just figuring it out. I'm still trying to find what's my best lane. Who do I want to chow at the start of rounds? He looked extremely confident on Den. We looked to see what the LA Thieves choose to square up on when it comes to search and destroy today. And if we look at the numbers, we got to find out who has the edge. They're both looking at 4-2 records. One of them will go to 5-2. The other joins the group at 4-3. Fourth and fifth overall on the leaderboard for now. When it comes to hardpoint, it's been a mess for both sides, Allie.
100%. And that's going to be the biggest thing to keep your focus on throughout this series. It's for LA Thieves especially. They are awful at map ones. They're 1-5, and the good news is when they get later on into the series, they kind of turn it around map 4. But if you're LA Thieves, you don't even want to get to that distance, so they're going to have to figure something out.
Well, the issue with LA Thieves is Blackheart and Colossus problem, right? Like these guys, they haven't wanted to play those maps. Blackheart, they haven't played yet, and they've only played one Colossus, which was the loss to Boston. So if you're a Thieves fan, you're hoping to see that in this series and see some progression there, because if they're not willing to play those maps and they're not good at it, you don't have a chance to come in and win this major.
What are we squaring up on today? Our maps and modes are ready. Let's take a look at our 2 hard points, our 2 search and destroys, and Scar Overload. Blackheart is in the mix. Colossus is in the mix for a game 5. Allie, do we get to a game 5 tonight?
Honestly, I think we do. With the way Carolina's been playing, and LA Thieves have been struggling when it comes to that overload. So I definitely think we might get a game 5.
Exceed is not lost. Is tonight the night that he keeps that streak alive, or does his streak end, Nameless?
I'm going to take Carolina. If you're asking for my prediction, I'm going to predict them to win this. I like the game 3 Scar. Thieves haven't played that yet. On the other side of it, Carolina's 3-0 on it. So they already have an advantage coming in. And then I just told you about the Blackheart and Colossus issue for LA Thieves. We're kicking things off with a Blackheart. So if Carolina can just play like they did in the last couple of matches, they have a great opportunity here map set wise, Chris, to cause an upset.
Apologies to the chat if you heard the screaming from upstairs. My daughter just confirmed it is now over 1 foot of snow here in Columbus, Ohio. Shout out to the production team, everyone working from home across the city, bringing you tonight's broadcast. And shout out to Texas, keeping the streets clear enough and the power lines up and running so we can get to tonight's game. I'm told the players are almost ready. We're just locking in the casters, and then this one is good to go. Allie, earlier we had an issue with your microphone. They sorted it out on the back end. What do you want to tell me about the squads facing off? Why do you love the Ravens tonight?
I just love their S&D and their overload. They have one of the strongest attacks in the league right now. They're converting at an 80%, which is like 20% above the league average. And then for hardpoint, it's their weakest mode, but even there, they're 4-7. They're relying heavily on breaks. They just need to clean up their fundamentals a little bit. And for Nero, he's been really consistent, which has been great for this team because that's not something we've seen in the past years out of him. So maybe he's found a home.
And who gets the sniper? Because Nero started with it. Exceed's popped off with it in the highlights.
Oh, Exceed.
Do you
Exceed
spread it around or just keep it in his hands? Okay.
You for sure just leave it in Exceed's hand and let him battle with Scrap. But I just want to say, these last 2 series, it's looked like Thieves are starting to settle into Black Ops 7 a little bit, right? So if they come out here and they stomp Carolina, going to change a lot of narratives, and we could have a new solidified favorite at Major 1.
LA Thieves credited playing together for their win. On the other side, Carolina has won with their swarm. It's time to make our scuff predictions official. Nameless, you were going with?
Yeah, I'm picking upsets today. Weird energy in there. I need to catch up. I'm 0 for 1 right now, but Carolina's gonna get me one here. They're gonna get
Rosalie?
Oh, this is actually so tough. I think I'm going to stick with LA Thieves, though.
I'm riding with Scrap after watching the snipe yesterday. LA Thieves are locked in. Is Nameless right with the upset? It's time to find out. Map 1, loading up with Miles and Chance on the mic. It's all yours.
Hey, thank you very much, Chris. Oh, baby, we do have ourselves a very, very exciting game. Very, very exciting to see how this one goes down. But yeah, that's it, mate. I'm ready to party. Chance, how you feeling?
I'm feeling great. I also feel like Nameless is faded. We're calling it an upset. If Carolina wins, Carolina is the best team in the game, dude. They are undefeated. They're playing on a Scar Overload, not Control. Wow, that's going to get me.
Close.
No, the team looks spectacular. But, legit, are we calling it an upset if they win? They've been dominant. They have the they have the aura. They have the...
Anything to go off of, it's all good, man. I mean, realistically, these are 2 of the top dogs right now. I'm very, very excited to see who walks away with the dub here. This does, for me, it changes one of the faves going into the majors. And again, I still believe that there are many teams right now that are going into the Dallas Major incredibly strong. Which one, though, gets that extra sort of 10, 15% after this matchup? We will know. Very, very exciting into this one, Chunks. And now, hope you're staying.
In Carolina, start their black card off right.
Will it keep going that way? Kenny, great moves. Even better moves, thank goodness. There was another Raven there to help out. We nearly saw a fantastic World Star to start this one off. But yeah, good P1. Still going great for the Ravens. Oh, a whole lot of contest here from the Thieves. Unable to make a break here towards Blackheart. Nameless saying that this was an issue for the LA Thieves. What do they know that we don't going into this matchup? Well, so far, great. P2 on its way, and the Ravens are still looking strong.
And P1 on this map, sneakily, as Crazy able to pick up another nice 2 kills in the feed. I think one of the easiest hills in the game to hold if you ever get full control of it, especially with the spawn management coming in from the Royal Ravens. So they're going against a bunch of world champions sitting on across the virtual stage, handling right now. It's the exact hot start you're looking for.
Young Exceed, no more in that life. As he was on technical streaks, not going to be using the skewer. A nice break here and a bit of a flip there for the LA Thieves. Get themselves some of this time. Sorely needed. Top right on the side of the map is what we're going to next. It's going to be Craze trying to make entry there, and it's just a little toe-to-toe with Kenny. Manages to win that fight. A lane now to work with mid-map. Scrap on the rotations. He's just wandering from one lane to another, trying to identify the next wave of attacks here from the Ravens, but it is going to be Hydra and Abizi in the feed, getting all the work done. So Thieves, great work. This P2 has gone their way.
Yeah, Scrap goes on a 5 spree to break the time, and he has followed that up with fantastic teamwork, sort of dancing around any spot he needs to fill in or pick up from his teammates. And while they're getting shot in the back, he's trying to turn as he's stunned. But this is a solo man on a solo mission. Yeah, LA Thieves gonna have to work for the new break. Carolina have stabilized. They've lost the lead, but you've won the rotation anew.
Yep, this is the way P2 started. Big hold here from the Ravens. A solid break out the Thieves, but not gonna happen just yet. Number 6, Kenny trying to make it through mid. Dealt with by Craze. Lovely shots once again. Left to right. This is how it's going to look on this map indeed. But the double wall jump there is going to pay off. Oh, only for a moment. Exceed eats a stun. That puts his M15 down for a second. Allows Hydra to get forward. A 3-man hit now from the Thieves. Make it a 2-man hit. Last one on point. Big break. Thieves are in.
Yeah, so much better when they're going for the old teamwork shot there for LAT. They had a couple solo pushes to try to break the time. Couldn't do it as an individual, as a unit. Nice and clean. So the break's on point, and that is going to have another lead exchange rolling through. Unless Carolina can break it in the final moments, and actually successful at it. Kenny gives you 2, but it's not enough because Lurk's responds with the 2 of his own. And they had enough pressure there to get the final 8, and on the foot race to new time. It's a 2-2 split coming in for the spawns from LAT, so if Carolina are quick, they'll win another rotation.
Oh, they're pretty quick with it. So 1v1 on time. Oh, and Lurks wins it against Scrap. Nice work there with the Dravik. No one there to deal with the next wave. So Ravens, once again, technical, another rotation 1. They are first in, and so far, so good. Thieves, though, the breaks have been great. Abizi, he's got damage to the Nero as well, and he's making a case for it. Kenny on the pinch there. Still, they're getting it done alone here on time. Ravens have managed to survive the first wave of Thieves players. Here come the next.
Yeah, stabilized as well. And you got number 2, Nero, push out right side over towards B2. Golden on that front. Craze might fall off the map. So Carolina, no actual ability to fly. A couple players have taken that tumble, but nonetheless, 40-second lead. Rotation's been on point. Teamwork looking good, and the slang maybe even better. Mini Thanos right now on a 4 spree, 13 kills for him. And that is what? First set of rotations nearly in, going in towards P5. It's LAT looking for the response. They're fully set up around the new time.
I believe Thanos' son was called Thane, and he was a badass too. Here we go, though. Looking to get streaks as well for Exceed. He should be picking that up just by the hardpoint time. We'll see, though, if that happens. Next hardpoint in the hands of the Ravens once again. But with Craze, can't clean up the back. Hydra's going to still stay alive. You've still got members there. The Thieves will know they're starting to get picked apart. So a couple of big kills. Exceed does indeed have the streaks, and he is keeping this spree rolling. That's a 5. What a great chain of hardpoints here for the Ravens. Pushing the lead forward. Big kills once again as Exceed still rolling. Thieves now in a bit of a pinch towards time. Is it going to pay off? Answer is no. Ravens still on top.
Dude, and that is gorgeous work coming out of Thane as well, right? Staying alive around the time, making sure his teammates can get back up in the mix. And I mean, players from LAT, they were just so worried about the back spawns and just never quite had the pressure. Of course, the response is instant. Abizi just soars on through, picks up a big 2-4 the break, but I mean, LAT, the opportunities they've had to hold, they've gotten broken down, and for the most part, they've just been fighting an endless uphill battle. And now over towards P1, Carolina are here first. That is another rotation 1 by a team filled with rookies.
These boys are slaying. Looking like vets out there. I mean, who's the technical vet on that squad? Nero. How surreal. Good shots out of Lurks. Slow start to the league he has, but he's starting to win hearts and minds in a big way and exceed. Good God, the Burger King. No regicide to be found here. This man is putting them in a bun, and he is toasting them. Sesame seeds on top, you name it, or the works. It's delicious.
Yeah, and keep in mind for Nero and Exceed, those are SMG players running the AR. Scrap at one point went on a 6 spree at the start of this game, and now everybody's falling off the map. And that is 5 claysters on a single map.
5 claysters and a partridge in a pear tree on this map. It's not even Christmas. Nero picking up the flank, looking for that P2. Right timing for it as well. Wow, Ravens, good time to get over towards that left-hand side of the minimap. Once again, they get the rotation early. They're going to have the hold. Can they keep it, though? Good breaks out of the LA Thieves, but as of the last, 3 hard points, they have not looked like the same squad. Craze on a big pinch. Craze with a big bit of damage. Up over the top. The cross-up no good. Abizi stays alive. Pandemonium. Oh, on the inside of the point. And it's Nero with the knife in P2. But after the dust settles, oh my goodness. And CSI get in there. At the end of the day, Thieves have got time.
Yeah, last man standing is Abe, though, and that poor guy does not have a trophy. Gonna get bombarded by the stuns and the nades rolling through, and every one of his teammates got cut off. He still delivers and forces a team kill, and it's barely enough to get Hydra in the time. Abizi, nice little monster moment there. Final 20 seconds, Thieves looking to collect, and maybe now actually have somewhat of an advantage, but it's Abizi again, needed a hero play, cannot deliver. And LA Thieves, it's a nice break, but not orchestrating enough just yet for the comeback. They're gonna have to break a new hill again.
We've seen the breaks, but once again, Ravens, they have got Blackheart in their hands. They have run it. First kill goes to Abe. Slow and steady on the approach in. Lurks, a little bit of back and forth. Exceed managed to give a big advantage there to the Ravens. Kenny trying to help out. And once again, slightly disconnected on the attack here by the Ravens. Good trades. Once again, 25 and 14. Exceed still streaked out. Might be seeing those coming to play later. Blackheart, quite a wide open map. So again, Ravens looking to break 200 after the contest. Strong, strong stuff in map 1.
Well, huge win out of Abizi. He's getting us quite a few of those, and that's going to be enough for the break because Kenny's able to soar in as well. So it took a long time to make it happen. LAT finally getting in, and they are certainly doing what they can to fight. But we're just been focused on the rotation battle because Carolina, it feels like they've won nearly every single time. I mean, it's just controlling the game. It's the management, or maybe the first time they've made the mistake. They just hit old time for 10 seconds and flip Scrap and Kenny out. So now LAT finally have some degree of advantage, and of course, that's why Exceed is the Hellstorm in the back pocket.
Well, this could help quite a bit. Not a lot of cover. Here come those Heat Seekers. Looks like they're ineffective as well. Will the missile connect? It does land. No real damage. Thieves survive. Lurk's trying to get down now with his gun alone, waiting for the boys. What a great moment here for the Thieves. You managed to survive the streak. Can you survive the players of the Ravens?
Yeah, capitalizing on their single mistake that they have made, and LAT still have the presence here ready for the trades of DZ and Hydra in time.
Trying to find it. Here we go. On the entry. Exceed trying to play a little slow, but slow is not going to win here. Oh, maybe it will. Lurks picks up 2. Oh, it's a 3-man break. Last man on point. Can he stay alive? Kenny with a dance. Scrap gets involved as well. And the break is complete. The Ravens are in.
Yeah, and Lurks is here on rotation as well. He gets the 1 kill, and he backs all the way up. Heads up gameplay rolling through the stun on point, and the kills even better. This is rookies right now taking it to the top dogs. Another rotation 1.
A big rotation 1. They even get the scrap time as well. Mid-map now from Nero, slowing down the flow of players. He is on cruise control, and Craze now gets taken care of by Hydra. Maybe a turning point here, and you better get it going, Thieves. We are in the dying moments of this game, and Exceed has got himself another Hellstorm.
Attaboy Payne. I mean, he has just been running the show, and this is a victory lap. Carolina taking them to task on the black card. Nearly every single rotation won. Maybe a single hill where they make a mistake, hitting scrap time for 10 seconds, but they bounce back immediately, and LAT suffocated. That is a map that is going to feel like a nightmare to them.
Whoa. Oh, baby.
I'm gonna get low. Yeah, one is back left.
Of the Ravens with damn good reason. They're looking good out there. Blackheart going their way. Struggles still found for the members of the Thieves when it comes to the mode. Hey, plenty of time to get that fixed for next week, right, Charles?
Yeah, it's going to be a massive 2 days of scrims you're going to be able to work with, but looking at the stats for LAT, I mean, just struggling to shoot back. Kenny really not there in the damage front, but Hydra the exact same thing, -10. Scrap also heavily negative. And that is just a situation where if you are playing a break game, it's a nightmare. You're constantly having to try to be a leg up sort of on the trades. And even for that one moment, Miles, like on that final P4, LATs get that set up first. A couple players on Carolina over towards the steps. LAT, like, let the pressure up. They, like, instead of going to attack, knowing they have the closer spawns, play for the trades, you'll refill in quicker. Just a moment of, like, passiveness for the squad. And I think that is just a sense of the overwhelming pressure they had to deal with.
Yeah, it really was pressure. I mean, every single time we jumped on board with somebody there on the Ravens, it was find your kills, push straight out, immediately find the spawns of the Thieves, and deal with them. It's going to be highlights, and a lot of it is going to be blue, ladies and gentlemen. The Ravens certainly running that one Exceed with a disgusting KD to finish out 2 sets of Hellstorms.
Watching that. Read this. Pretty much. Here.
Interesting. So the final point ends all the corruption.
Enemy UAV detected. Hardpoint. Hostile personnel have captured the hardpoint. Hardpoint locked down. Hostiles have the hard point. Skewer release detected. Hard point located. Hard point is active. Hostile personnel have captured the hard point. Hostile UAV established above. We control the hard point. Hostiles have the hard point. Enemy UAV detected. Hard point identified. Enemy care package detected overhead. Hard point active. Hostile personnel have captured the hard point. Hostile UAV established above.
Oh my gosh, you're one of those. Use the fucking step.
Enemy UAV detected. Hardpoint located. Hardpoint locked down. Hardpoint is active. Hostiles have the hardpoint. Performance is trending below acceptable thresholds. Hostile UAV established above. Enemy UAV detected.
That can help you right there.
Control the hard point. Hostile care package above. Hard point identified. Hard point active. Hostile personnel have captured the hard point.
Had a nade right there.
Enemy RCXD detected. Hostile UAV established above.
Lately, I've been playing with teammates that just
Enemy care package detected overhead. Enemy UAV detected. You are in violation of contract. This incident has been logged.
This is why I have trust issues. Next patient. Authorized UAV hostage. Fight down.
Am I? Might be a quick 3-0. Steve said. Careful. Trying to do it. So cool. think off stream I'll do that last time. This one, I already got the flat.
Hard point. Control the objective. Hostiles have the hard point.
Oh, covered.
UAV perimeter established.
Help.
UAV fuel check 50%.
Hard point located. Hard point locked down.
Line over. UAV exiting the area.
Hostile personnel have captured the hard point. Hard point is active. We control the hard point. Waypoint set.
Hey guys, move up front. What are we doing? I got two people
Hostiles have the hard point.
Same.
Hostile UAV established above. Hard point identified. Hard point active. Hostile care package above. Personnel have captured the hard point. Hard point locked down.
No further generation authorized.
Hostiles have the hard point. Hard point located. We control the hard point. Enemy care package detected overhead. Hard point is active. Hostile personnel have captured the hard point.
Where to be screwed?
Kagan requesting UAV tasking.
Oh.
Hostile skewer inbound. Hardpoint identified. Hostile personnel have captured the hardpoint. Hardpoint active. We control the hardpoint.
Authorizing UAV mission.
Got one.
teammate. Who's ever playing that?
Hostiles have the hard point. Hard point locked down. Hard point located. We control the hard point.
That's a fuck.
Hard point is active. Hostile personnel. Hard point. Enemy UAV detected.
Counter UAV ready for tasking.
Hostile care package above.
Counter UAV above. Electronic countermeasures active.
See if I get him.
UAV in the turn. Reporting hostile contact. Counter UAV still 50% check.
Hostile UAV established above.
Halfway check.
Hard point locked down.
ECM terminated. Counter UAV returning to base.
Hard point identified.
No fuel, no fuel. UAV RTB.
Hard point active. We control the hard point.
Kagan requesting
Hostiles have the hard point. Hard point locked down.
Logging UAV mission request.
Enemy care package detected overhead. Hardpoint located. Skewer release detected. Hardpoint is active.
Literally watching.
Hostile personnel have captured the hardpoint.
Whoa, why am I not sliding? I do.
Kagan requesting
We control the hardpoint.
UAV available for tasking. UAV commencing surveillance overflight. UAV UAV mission time clock 50%.
Advantage is out. Hardpoint identified.
Mission timeline over. UAV exiting the area. Authorizing UAV operation. Looking glass on your grid. Enemy radars. Charlie Foxtrot.
Hardpoint active. Hardpoint locked down.
See UAV MTL.
Hostiles have hard
That anyway. That nade boot kind of set.
Kagan requesting UAV tasking. We are bingo fuel. Looking glass is leaving the AO.
We are falling behind.
Driving RPXD.
Hostile care package above. Control the hardpoint.
War machine. Grenades out.
Hostile personnel have captured the hardpoint. Hardpoint locked down.
Half overflight, halfway point reached.
We have the lead. Maintain current posture. Hostile skewer inbound. Hardpoint located.
Why are we not?
Authorizing UAV mission.
Hardpoint is active. Hostiles have the hardpoint.
Zaveri confirming dog deployment. Deploy skewer in my AO.
Skewer release detected.
X-ray leading mission area.
Control the hardpoint.
Submitting HARP tasking request.
Enemy care package detected overhead. Needed tower, not lit up. Hardpoint identified.
Logging UAV mission request.
Hostile harp above your station. Hardpoint active. Hostile personnel have captured the hardpoint. Enemy UAV detected. Hardpoint locked down. They're falling apart. Go for the jugular.
Oh my gosh.
Hostiles have the hardpoint. Hardpoint located. Hardpoint is active. Hostile personnel have captured the hardpoint. We control the hardpoint. Hostiles are inbound. Well done, Sec Team. You're everything the guild stands for.
Woo!
I stopped
There.
tracking the survivors. They won't get far.
Okay. Yeah, that Carolina. Shoot. Carolina won it 2-0. Up. There's winning now. Win. Thought I said S&D.
Hardpoint. You are authorized to engage. Protect the guild's interests. Hardpoint lockdown. Take the lead. Widen the gap. Hostiles have the hardpoint. Hostile UAV established above. We control the hard point. Hard point identified. Hostile personnel have captured the hard point. Hard point locked down. Hard point active. Hostiles have the hard point. We control the hard point.
Glass on station. Jammer operating.
Hardpoint locked down.
UAV returned. Reporting hostile contacts.
Hardpoint located.
The UAV MTC 50% expended. UAV mission timeline. Halfway check.
Hardpoint is active. Hostiles have the hardpoint.
Mission time clock suspended. Looking glass is RTB.
If I would have not hit
We
that
control the hard point.
No fuel, no fuel. UAV RTB.
You on my mark. It's that shipper.
Hardpoint identified. Hardpoint active. Hardpoint locked down.
Jeez, my aim's horrible.
Taking the Grim approving skewer target.
Hardpoint located.
UAV standing by.
Hardpoint is active.
Enemies destroyed your trophy system. UAV commencing surveillance overflight.
We control the hardpoint.
UAV mission time clock 50%.
Barely leave.
UAV available for tasking. Contact with UAV has been lost.
Deploying Deadeye drone.
Forget I can see P2.
Keep pushing, Sec Team. We are in the lead. Hardpoint identified.
Us.
Hardpoint active. Hardpoint locked down.
UAV perimeter established. Angels 8.
Your UAV has been destroyed.
Enemy UAV detected.
UAV prepped for launch.
Looking glass on your grid. Enemy radar. Charlie Foxtrot.
Your counter UAV has been eliminated.
Hardpoint located. Hardpoint is active.
UAV standing by.
We control the hardpoint.
UAV in the turn. Reporting hostile contact.
Corporate appreciates your role in today's success.
Too easy. Black Ops getting soft?
Damn, these are winning 5-0. Today? Mm-hmm. Statement. No.